we've been waiting forever, and I don't even have super speed like you do.
Hey, you're the one who wanted to give me a helping hand. Now, can you pass me that beaker, please?
Sure.
I got it for you, kid.
Jay, what if somebody other than me was here and saw you?
It was a chance that I had to take. This is urgent.
What is it, Jay?
A massive surge of speed force was detected by the Council. Excluding what you told me about Wally becoming Selkirk and Thawne, I thought it serious enough to run over immediately.
I'm glad you did. Forensics will have to wait, because the Flash never does.
This is the place.
Locked. Looks like whoever was responsible for the surge didn't expect any visitors to stop by.
Well, not guests who can phase through the door, at least.
After you, old man.
Says the one with the grandson. You sure it wasn't a good idea to bring the other kid along for this?
We're running in blind here. It could be too dangerous. Looks like it wasn't necessary anyways.
Oh, not a soul in sight.
But there is that. It's the same thing that Thawne built the last time we saw each other. And this. The Philosopher's Stone? That's impossible.
You're gonna have to fill me in. What's with this stone you have?
A source of power. Or energy. Or... well, I don't really know. All I do know is that it's supposed to be in police custody and not here.
Well, regardless of how it got here, do you think it's what's powering this machine to cause that speed force surge the Council detected?
Probably. But Jay, something else has been bothering me. We had to phase in because the door was locked. The thing is, though, we had to phase in because the latch to open it wasn't outside, meaning the door was locked
from the inside.
Whoever locked that door, whoever did this, they're still here.
Ah! What was that?
I'm Savitar, the god of motion.
Savitar.
Well, Savitar, you're about to learn that there's only one god, and they aren't you.
Jay, wait, don't!
Now look what you done. You let him get away. Why did you stop me?
Jay, the name Savitar sounded familiar. I think...
And here I thought I was ready to become a full-fledged hero. I even got my name picked out. I was thinking something like Savitar.
I think that person we just saw was Max.
So this is the guy that's going to give us answers as to what's going on?
Hopefully. Maybe nothing about Max, but I'm sure he knows something about why there's two stones.
Didn't you say that the stone is the source of his power? Maybe it's not a good idea to bring it in here and show it to him.
Fair point. Fine. You hold on to it while I try to make him talk.
Flash. When I was told that I had a visitor, I surely wasn't expecting you, of all people.
When you aid a madman like Thawne or harm my friends, you should expect me to pay a visit.
Ah, so you're having trouble with the Speed Force again. You've come to see the doctor to see what you should do about it.
I came to find out why there's two Philosopher's Stones. Thawne had one, so I checked and saw it wasn't the same as the one we confiscated from you.
You haven't figured it out yet. The other one, Thawne, you call him, seemed to already understand. That's why he came to me, I believe.
Tell me everything he said to you. What did he want and why?
Easy, Barry.
In order to tell you that, I must first tell you about the stones. I'm able to distribute powers by storing forces in them. You're familiar with the Speed Force, but there are others, like the Sage, or the Strength Forces. I was at Thawne's request that I separate the Speed Force into its own stone for him to focus that temporal energy.
And do you have any idea what you've done by granting him that request?
It is not my place to decide what the forces are used for, only who it is that uses them.
By choosing to give it to people like Thawne or August Hart, you were damning innocent lives who have nothing to do with any of it.
And what of you? The forces have a significant pull towards those it wants to bestow power to. When lightning struck you, was that not the choice of the force? Surely it wasn't me. Or perhaps, was it somebody else? Or an accident all along?
It doesn't matter. I'm not using the power to murder or steal.
You may be right. That could be why I could only bestow the gift of power to others and not use it for myself.
If you can understand that much, then you can also understand why it's important to tell me where Thawne is, or what he's planning to do.
Like I said, I didn't concern myself with knowing what the Speed Force would be used for by him. Not even myself, obsessed with understanding the Force itself. But he... that man was surely obsessed. I dare say he looked as though he had an epiphany. I'm sorry, Flash. I don't know where he is or what he's planning. The best I have to offer for you is Kelmosa.
What about him?
He has a connection with the forces preserved in the stones. He may be able to envision their location for you. Flash, wait! There's something else. The Warden here. He's taken an interest in the powers granted by the forces as well. Having felt the power of the stones radiating in my hands, I can also feel it here within these walls.
We may have brought the stone Thawne used with us.
I felt it even before now. It's stronger, vaster, thicker. I think it's generating the prison's power, even.
I'll have someone look into it. Thanks for telling me.
Do you think we can trust him?
About the stones or about the Warden?
Take your pick.
It's worth having Fiona search the prison with a warrant just to be safe. Even if Desmond is lying about the Warden, he used to work here and he himself turned out to be Dr. Alchemy, so there could be something that turns up.
And the stones?
His suggestion to see if Masa can have a vision of Thawne or Max isn't a bad idea.
Well, then I'll trust your judgment. Still, I've never heard of any other forces besides the Speed Force. Maybe I should check with the Council, see if they have.
You do that, and give them my regards. I can handle everything else from here otherwise. I'll get Bart to back me up instead. Thanks for stopping by and helping me with this much, but I'm sure you've got your own Earth to get back to.
That I do. Till next time, Flash.
Until next time, Jay.
Who's there?
Sorry if we startled you, but we need to talk.
That voice. Flash?
I know you can't see me, but don't forget about me.
You make that impossible. What can I do for you two this time?
It's something to do with the Philosopher's Stone. Since you got your power from it and you can see visions, I was hoping you might have seen one recently to do with the stone.
Oh. For once, I wish I did so that I could help you, but it's really not something I can control. It's rather spontaneous.
But you have had some kind of visions, right?
Well, yes, but I don't think anything significant.
Let us be the judges of that.
Okay. I saw what looked like another speedster.
It's probably Max.
Where was this other speedster?
I don't know if it was the past, present, or future though. Just don't rely on my vision too much.
Actually, we're going to do the opposite. Your vision is going to save a life.
You're gonna be like us, man. Welcome to the superhero biz.
You guys, thank you. Then I'll tell you.
Who'd have thought he'd hide in Darwin Elias's old lab?
Well, after Darwin died, the place did get abandoned.
But this is a good sign, right? If Max chose this place to go to, then that must mean he remembers you as a friend.
Maybe. I don't want this to be another Selkirk scenario.
Then let's do this like you said. We'll give him a chance. Ugh!
Bart!
By giving me a chance, all you've done is take away yours.
Max, wait! It's me! It's Barry!
I know. You were there to stop me from using Thorn's machine. I figured I could use this one instead. But you still persist.
I don't understand. Why do you want to open the Speed Force again?
Because there, I became a god, Barry. And it wasn't just super speed, but I was given eternal life as well.
Right. Centuries, various lives lived. Wally told me...
Wally was a fool.
What?
The first night we spent in the Speed Force, we instantly discovered we weren't alone. A woman named Jessie Chambers found us.
Jay told me about her a long time ago. He said she was trapped in there too.
Yeah, Garrick's old partner. She hadn't aged a day. Or so she looked. Just think of it, Barry. Eternal life. Eternal youth.
That's not the way we're meant to live, Max. We don't get to make these choices. We aren't gods.
I'm not a god. How could I be capable of this power if I'm not?
I'm not going to fight you, Max. You're my friend. Not a god. Not Savitar, or whatever the Speed Force makes you.
You're just like Wally. So close-minded. You think the Speed Force is something that needs to be closed off.
Not completely. Just from people like Thon. People who make the mistake of thinking like you are now. Think they're more than a person.
I'm not angry at Thawne for putting me in there. I should be thanking him for helping me ascend to being a god.
You're not a god, damn it.
Shut up! This isn't a game of heroes and villains. I was young and naive to ever think like that. I outgrew you.
Calling yourself a god is worse than calling yourself a hero. You may as well be calling yourself a villain, Max.
I told you. My name is Savitar.
If you think the Speed Force is so much like heaven, then why don't you go back to it?
No! No! I just got him back.
At least he took off his mask and left it behind. It'll be a good addition to my souvenir collection.
Put that down.
Too soon?
This isn't a game. Max was right about that, at least. Bart, he wasn't just another criminal for us to bring down. Even if it was short-lived, he was a member of the team like you or Fiona are. Like Kel Massa is now. We can't disrespect him by remembering him as Savitar and holding on to his mask. We need to remember him as Max Mercury.
I'm sorry. You're right. Wally wasn't Selkirk, so I shouldn't treat Max like he was Savitar.
It's okay. I shouldn't have lost my temper and yelled at you either. So, I'm sorry too.
Meh. I had it coming eventually. For how much trouble I've caused you, I'm surprised it didn't happen sooner.
I'm glad that you're here, Bart.
Happy to be here too, Gramps.
Was that the warden?
Turns out Desmond was telling the truth. Can you believe he had a radioactive guy in the basement generating power to this place?
It's almost like everyone has a dark side to them that we don't know about until it's too late.
What's made you so pessimistic this time?
It's Max.
Max? What?
Thawne brought him out of the Speed Force, but manipulated him like he did to Wally. It was Selkirk all over again. I failed, Fiona. I vowed that I wouldn't let it happen again, and it did.
Hey! Calm down! I'm so sorry that you had to see Max like that, but it's not your fault. He chose his own actions. Even with Thawne's influence, Max decided to do what he did.
But still, I didn't have a chance to talk to Wally like I did with Max. I should have been able to get through to him and make him see things clearly again.
All that matters is you tried. You never gave up on him. You still haven't. Max knows that much because you showed him so.
Who's to blame if not myself? I don't think Max would have ended up that way if he didn't get sent to the Speed Force instead of me.
Like you said, it was the person who put them there in the first place. Thawne turned them into what they are, not you.
Yeah, okay. You're right. It's all Thawne's fault. He's orchestrated everything awful that's happened in my life since birth, and he hasn't stopped since. This is just another tragedy of his making.
Then let's not let him ruin another day. You proposed, remember? Let's make it official already. Let's have the wedding. Let's get married.
You really want to? What about getting a wedding planner, or...
Leave it to me. Just make sure you aren't late. Should be easy for the fastest man alive, right?
Yeah.
Then stop looking back and move forward.
But in order to do that, I still need to stop Thawne.
Thawne will turn up. He always rears his ugly head. The next time that he does, we'll get him.
No.
No?
No. This time we'll make the first move. No more waiting for Thawne. He always keeps 10 steps ahead of us, and I learned that if we're going to win this race, then we need to catch up.
But how?
I may be predictable to Thawne, but so is he to me. He'll take every opportunity that he can to hurt me. So we'll do what you said. We'll have our wedding, and he'll come running to attempt to ruin it. When he does, I'll be there to stop him. It's the perfect bait.